So that's most of the parts laid out. I'm using a very light aluminium front wheel with a nice hub. This is a quality wheel. I bought that for one of my daughter's bikes as she was missing a part. It was 50 Deutschmarks, euros, can't remember. It was very expensive at the time and I still do have it. Also the tire is of age, but I bought this new some time ago. It's a radial profile, a white wall tire, so that fits perfectly to the theme of the bike. Will work with the fork. Then here let's talk about the handlebars. So this is cut-offs of a relatively straight mountain bike handlebar, so that will be give me enough material to do extension. I'm probably not gonna use all of this, so there's plenty, some really wide bars. Here is the idea about the frame. I'm gonna start off with this Hercules piece. The diameter, I'm sure you cannot see that on the picture, is close enough. Let's check it out. So that's 40 millimeters to be exact, and let's have a look at that one. What do we have here? That's 38, not quite. Is that the same? Yeah, okay. Well, the eye can barely detect, but that's what I'm going to use, and I can manage to do that. So what's happening, I'm going to use the separatable link for this bike. The reason is because in Singapore they have the MRT. It's a very super system, goes all the way through Singapore, but I like to bring my bicycle on it, and the only bicycles allowed on that underground train is folding bikes. So that will be my folding bike excuse, basically. I mean, this is not a compact bike afterwards, but it clearly folds in half, and therefore it's allowed on the train. I just hate to go on one of those tiny little folding bikes that's just too naff, sorry. I mean, they're also cool, some of them, but you know, I'll just prefer, let's just bring my own bike. I build it. So then we continue. Obviously I will have to reverse the angle here of the head tube, but this gives me enough room here for length. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna delete this hinge of, this is one unit here, bicycle. This is a complete frame at the moment. Folding bike frame, it's a German make, forgot what it was. This, believe it or not, was actually bought for my older sister when she was about 12, 14. There's very nice orange paint underneath. Somebody painted over that over the years. But hey ho, the frame's still here, and where I am not welding, I'm gonna expose the orange paint. So I'm just gonna sand it down, and what's left over is left over, and that's that. I'm gonna delete this hinge here, and I'm going to weld this on straight. So then my tube is long enough. As you can see, the actual loop here, the hoop, is too close. You see the yellow line here is what I am going for. So I'm going for this. It's slightly more upright, and then I need to go up here because the bottom bracket is gonna hang off the frame. So I'm starting off here with this. So I still need to alter the drawing a little bit because that loop just won't fit. So I will have to do something like that so that I come out of the, yeah, that's what it's going to be like, something like that. I'm going to come out the tube similar to the direction that I have it in. And then I'm going to lengthen the front frame, and the hinge actually has to be up here because I want the chain to stay on the second half of the bike, so when I fold the bike apart I don't have to worry about the chain. In order to, so sorry, that's exactly where the hinge is gonna go. that's where my hinge is going to be, and that's where the bottom bracket is, and that's the pedal circle. So I'm going to clear that just about enough, and also from the head tube I'm going to clear it just about enough so you can maneuver with this bolt here to tighten it. It's just going to be, need to figure out that that really works, okay? And then I'm going to make a connection from the frame in order to stabilize it. I don't like open profiles, so I'm gonna somehow weld this part here and go all the way to the position of where the hinge is going to be. Need to have a look. As you can see, I will have to redesign my frame, and how I'm gonna go about it is quite simple. Let me actually walk you through here. What I'm gonna do is the bottom bracket position is going to be removed, so there's nothing. I'm just going to have a clean hoop. I'm not going to need this part. I'm going to relieve. First of all, I'm going to drill a pilot hole, and I'm going to stick an axis through there so that I'm going to use the chainstays. These chainstay I'm going to use. I'll just delete the lock seat, and I'm gonna see how wide my opening is here, how it's gonna fare with the BMX wheel. Probably have to open it a little bit, but that's for later. So the first thing is I'm gonna cut this here. I'm gonna drill a pilot hole, stick an axis in it, and then I'm gonna relieve the weld, so then I can angle the chainstay open. And the bottom chainstay is going to be this part. This is from a 26-inch mountain bike, and since I'm gonna weld this to the frame much further back, length is about perfect, as you can see, or not so well. Okay, so that's the big story for now. I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I'm gonna start action in preparing, welding a few bits and bobs. There will be a lot of welding going on, and after the welding, each time I will have to remeasure and make sure that the whole plan pans out. So first jobs first. Cut off here, take away the bottom bracket, hopefully keep it intact so I can reuse that. If not, I will prepare another one. Open this one up, change the angle. I might shorten this pipe a little bit so I'm sitting low enough, because due to this angle I'm pointing too steep up, so I need to change the angle a bit more, something like that. So that means I'm making much more of the length, and I don't want the seat to be any higher than it has to be, just about to clear the mudguard. The mudguard here is just for coolness, no function whatsoever. I hope it's going to actually fit with the tire. The tire is quite fat. So that's one action on the rear frame. Then I'm also going to take the hinge off and weld this pipe straight onto here so that it follows this natural curve as it used to be. I might actually, yes, I probably will. Maybe I'll leave that plate in and just cut it down to the roundness of the tube, and that way I have a perfect match of these two things. So there will be no mismatch in the frame, because these wonderful German engineers did a great job so it looked right in the first place. So that's the first job. I'm also going to cut off this part, the head tube, since that clearly won't be necessary. And yeah, I will also prepare the handlebars since I can. I'm just going to weld the whole piece on it, and then afterwards I'm going to shorten it again after I can check it out how wide I want that thing. So that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try and keep you updated. There's a lot of projects going on. I'm slipping this in between because I get a lot of lead time between welding. Sometimes I have to wait about a week before someone can weld something for me, and therefore I don't want to drag this out more than necessary. That's why I'm going to start it now. All right, take care, all the best, bye bye.